Hey you guys, this is going to be a little bit different than what I usually make, but I got some stuff I would like to go over with you. I know this is kind of unusual because I don't make videos like this, but let me pick a couple of things up here. You see in my hands, for those of you who can see, I've got a couple of devices here. And I'd kind of like to go over them and show that, yes, they're a little older, but yes, they still work. At least they still work for me. Your mileage may vary depending on what you need stuff to do. But actually, I'm going to go through them one at a time. And actually, I'm going to start with this one. As I'm sure you can see, you've got the case. You've got this little logo that I still haven't figured out exactly what it means. Belt clip on the back. You've got a wrist strap attached to the bottom. Now, let me open the case. You see that you've got a little gadget in here. And actually, just to give you the bigger picture, if I can get it to come out. I'm going to take it out of the case so you can see all of it. Oh, that's not a switch. Okay, I was confused. So, you might be wondering, what the heck am I holding in my hands right now? This one is a Trekker Breeze, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a talking GPS unit from Humanware. It's a little bit older. I can't speak to the year it came out. I think the last I heard of it was in like 2012 or something. But I'll give you a little tour. I'm not going to go over a lot of the features and stuff like that of either of these. But I'll show you around, kind of show you what they do. Show you that they work at least. And then I'll get to my thoughts. But start up here at the top on this rounded edge. You have an audio jack for a speaker that I don't have. It usually comes with the unit, but I got this one used for $0 and it wasn't in the box. Come around to the left side. I think I'll start with this side because it has less on it. Just a little. This little wheel here is your volume control. I'll move my finger out of the way so you can see it. And then you have this little rubber flap here, and I'm going to pull this back. It doesn't go back very far, but in here, if I can get the flap to cooperate and bend back a little for me. In here you have your memory card. It's just a standard SD card. And your mini USB cable for hooking up to the computer to get new maps and stuff like that. I'm going to close that back up because I'm tired of fighting with it. That's on your left side. So I'm going to come the rest of the way around. On the bottom is a little thingamajig for attaching a lanyard, and that's all you have on the bottom. Now on the right side, if you're coming from the bottom, you'll have another one of these little rubber things, and you pull this back to reveal your power port for charging the battery. And then you come up a little further, and there's a little thing that looks like it might press. Well, it does press because that's a reset button. For if the unit locks up, you press it and it reboots. Straight above that is your power switch, and we won't press it just yet. Don't worry. We will in just a second. And if I flip it over, on the back is your battery compartment, and that's what the battery looks like. If the battery ever quits working in this, I don't know what I'm going to do, because these aren't sold anymore. And you heard it beeping at me. It was letting me know the battery was just put back in. Now, the front is where stuff gets interesting. You've got 9 controls total. That's all this thing has. It has 9 buttons on it. And they're in groups, so you've got this group of 3, you've got a little one with a little raised mark, a big round one that looks like an eyeball. I think it looks like an eyeball anyway. And then another one with a raised mark on it. Then you've got a left arrow when it's facing you as it would normally be. You've got a left pointing arrow, a little circle, and a right pointing arrow. The next few are kind of weird shaped. You've got one by itself with a little dot on it, and then 2 more below it they kind of look like pizza slices, the way they're shaped. I'm going to put this back in the case now. So this is kind of complicated, so bear with me. It doesn't like going in and out of its case. There we go. Got it. I'm going to hold this flap back so it doesn't cover up the keypad and get in my way. But just to prove to you that it does work, I will turn it on. We'll go through the keys. And then we'll turn it off and go to the next device. So to turn it on, you press the power switch away from you, like this. This does take quite a minute to boot.
Initializing breeze. Battery full.
Now it's awake. Now it's just doing its thing.
Searching for satellites.
Now I'm going to turn this down here in just a second because otherwise it's going to give out my address.
Key describer on.
I'm going to go ahead and turn on the key describer because I think I caught it before it could blather out anything personal. I was showing this to someone on Clubhouse the other night and it rattled off my address like right in the middle of the Clubhouse room and I'm just like, excuse me? So to turn on the key describer, you hold down the button at the top right, and I'm just going to go in order from top to bottom, from left to right across all of these.
Information. Press and hold settings. Enter an address 1. Where am I? Press and hold landmarks around. Enter an address A, B, C, 2. Repeat. Press and hold key describer toggle. Enter an address D, E, F, 3. Left arrow. Press and hold. Enter an address G, H, I, 4. Confirm your selection. Return to current position on route. Press and hold. Enter an address J, K, L, 5. Right arrow. Press and hold. Toggle open area locked. When using routes, press and hold indoor route preview A. Enter an address M, N, O, 6. Record a landmark. Press and hold record a route. Enter an address T, U, V, 8. Explore. Press and hold backtrack. Enter an address P, Q, R, S, 7. Go to route selection. Press and hold destination selection. Enter an address W, X, Y, Z, 9, 0. Key describer off.
Now, actually, I think I'll take you through the information, too.
Info 3 items. Explore. GPS, none. Battery full. Walking distance, 0 feet. Walking speed, 0.0 miles per hour. Info, 3 items. Explore.
And I'll take you through the settings menu just because what the heck. I'm not going to go into any of the options, but I'll just give you a quick overview of what's in here.
Settings, 7 items. Landmarks. Routes. Verbosity. Voice. Distance unit. About. Reset default settings. Explore.
So that's a quick overview of that. Now, actually, let's go ahead and talk about it before I pick up the next one. Oh, well, if I don't drop it on the floor. The location I live at right now, this actually still to this day works surprisingly well, even though the maps have probably not been updated in like 10 years. Now, if you live in a big city where a lot of stuff changes, then I wouldn't recommend getting one of these if you see a deal on it or anything like that, because it's probably going to get you lost. But if you live kind of outside of the city like I do, this should work for you because some of these areas, they don't change as much. Like now, say I lived right smack in the middle of Cupertino next door to Apple headquarters or something. Yeah, this thing would screw me over so much. But I don't, so. Sorry, that was just the biggest city I could think of at the time. And now I'm thinking of like 10 million others. But I like it. Like I said, depending on where you live, it could still be extremely useful. Like, I took it out on a trial run when I first got it last year. And the only time it tried to kill us, it almost ran us into a pole that had since been installed in the road. I might make a video in the car someday of, just taking it on a run for you guys. If I can figure out a way to do it. But don't hold your breath for it because I don't know if I'll be able to manage it. But yeah, I got that for nothing online on a mailing list. And like I said, the only thing I don't have for it is that speaker that it used to come with. Now, next, I got this one a little more recently, and those of you who've been talking to me lately will know all about it. See? Same logo on the case. Like I said, for those of you who can see it, it's the exact same logo. And actually, this case is a totally different material. The one for the Trekker Breeze, I don't think it's exactly leather, but it feels kind of like it. I'm not exactly sure what it is. This one feels more like something you'd make like a backpack out of or something like that. So what's in here? Well, if you haven't figured this out just by looking at the controls, like I said, for those of you who could see it, I'll take it the rest of the way out of its case. That one is so much easier. I'm just putting it down for 1 second to close up the case so I can show you. The back and such. So this is what the device looks like out of its case. Like I said, I'm sure those of you who have some vision and can see already know exactly what this is. But I'll be giving a tour of this too. This is a first generation Victor Reader Stream. And those of you who've known me for a long time are thinking, why do you have a first generation stream? I thought you had a second gen. Yeah, I did. And it was not only old, Like, I'd been using it for like 8 years. But I stupidly dropped it one day, and I think I broke the charging port. I don't know if there was damage before that or what, but I was trying to plug it in, and it fell off the edge of my mattress and onto the rug, and the charging port broke. Like, the cable will plug in, but it won't charge. And since the battery was already pretty well shot anyway, yeah, well, you can see where this is going. So, tour time. Up top, from left to right, mini USB, SD card, power port. Right side. I think this is headphone, and the one below it is microphone. They're identical, so I can't really tell. Some little ridges that I'm not exactly sure what they're for. There's 2 sets of them, and between that is the record button. I'll turn it so you can see it a little better. On the bottom is, well, nothing of importance. There's a little groove here for a cartridge holder that you used to be able to get for these. Lord only knows where you'd find it now if you can at all, but needless to say, I don't have it. Up the left side, there's some more of those weird little ridges. Volume controls. Get your up and down. Power button. Back side. Some more snappy things for the cartridge holder, which once again I don't have. And the battery door. And actually, I was going to try to pop the battery out and show you, but oh, there it comes. See, that's what your battery looks like. Totally different from the 2nd gen, I know. Put the battery back in. And there's the cover back on. Now on the front, you got your keypad, and it's just your typical Victor Reader Stream keypad. With one notable difference, if you're familiar with the newer generations, there's no online key, and the LED for the power, instead of being between the power and volume controls, is right here. It gets right at the top of your keypad. Now I'm going to put this back in its case. And actually this one is so much easier. I had a time with it the other day before I figured out how to do it. I'm going to open this cover. Actually, I'll show you this. To put it in the case, you see this snap back here? Open that up. I'll put the Victor Reader in my right hand. And I'll just slide it in through this opening here. And it fits. And then you just snap it closed. And then you can just fold this top piece over the keypad. How well does this work? Well, you're about to find out. I'm sorry I don't have a mixer or anything to plug it into to make it louder, but I'm doing the best I can.
Welcome to Victor Reader. Please wait.
Card of craziness.
Book key processed.
Troubleshooting your PC for dummies.
That's a Learning Ally book that I'm technically not supposed to have. I should probably toss it. It was on my card, and I've just never thrown it out, even though my Learning Ally account lapsed years ago. And the person I got this from, I also got this used for $0. Person I got this from kind of forgot to remove their Learning Ally key, and I don't have the slightest idea how to do it, so this plays. Like I said, I probably shouldn't use it, but Yeah. I'll take you through the key describer on this, although I'm sure you've probably seen a whole bunch of them. Now, to get into the key describer on this, you hold down 0.
Key describer on.
Because, actually, I'll just tell you a little bit. This big cluster of keys right here is a number pad. It looks like what you'd find on a phone. But we won't start with the number pad. We'll start right above it.
Go to page. Bookmark. Bookshelf 1. Scroll up 2. Delete 3. Move back 4. Where am I? 5. Move forward 6. Menu 7. Scroll down 8. Playback mode 9. Cancel. Info 0. Confirm. Sleep. Rewind. Play, stop. Fast forward. Record. Key describer off.
And I'll go ahead and take you through the menu. Now, this one does not have the soft pack, which really doesn't bother me. I just gotta convert like 30 M4A files at some point. Or not 30 M4A files, 30 folders of M4A files with at least 10 files to a folder, so that's going to be fun. And my Audible stuff won't play in its natural format, but that's not a problem. These are all things I can work around. So I'll just take you through the menu.
Menu. Navigation and playback. Loop. Disable. Time jump 1 minute. Enable. Time jump 5 minutes. Disable. Time jump 10 minutes. Disable. Time jump 30 minutes. Disable. Key beeps. Enable. Sleep messages. Enable. Bookmark alert. Enable.
Audio adjustment mode.
Pitch. Loop. Disable.
And we're back around. Yeah, that audio adjustment mode, that's why the narrator of that book sounds like a chipmunk. In order to make some of the voices bearable, I have to max out the pitch, because some of them are just annoying. Because where that book doesn't come from like NLS or anything, they're volunteer narrators, and there are a bunch of them, and some of them are just unbearable.
Skip. All. Custom. Footnote. On demand. Page number. Skip. Producer note. On demand. Sidebar. On demand. All. Custom. Language. Text to speech voice.
Samantha.
Braille translation table.
English. American.
Text to speech voice.
Samantha.
Format SD card.
No, I don't want to do that.
Navigation and playback. Leaving menu.
See, I don't have the recording menu because I don't have the soft pack. And actually, I've slightly modified this. Instead of Samantha and Tom, I have...
Samantha.
I have the UK firmware because Daniel is better than Tom any day. At least that version of Tom. High quality Tom is alright. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Put this to the side. So, what are my thoughts on that after using it for a few days? Honestly, I am thoroughly impressed. See, I got that, like I said, my second gen kind of went splat after 8 years. See, the battery wouldn't hold a charge anyway, and with the charging port down, I was kind of in trouble, and Humanware wanted to charge me more for shipping than it was actually worth to get a new battery. It was kind of bullcrap. But aside from their ridiculous pricing structure, I do have a very solid relationship with Humanware. As far as my history with their stuff, the only thing I've ever had from them that I absolutely hated, puts a Braille Note Apex now. You guys have probably seen a video on that here because I did show how to upgrade Keysoft once. I think that video's still up. It was from several years ago. But I might have mentioned in that video that my Braille Note was a curse on humanity and kept crashing and losing my stuff. If I didn't, well, now you know. But I'm really, the features that this stream over here doesn't have that my other one did, I'm really not missing them yet. Like, I'm back to using the computer to transfer books, but that honestly does not bother me. What does bother me is how slow HumanWare Companion likes to be. Just like, I can move those things from Windows Explorer faster than HumanWare Companion would copy them. The only reason I'm not doing that is because I don't know where HumanWare Companion stores its Bookshare downloads. And that's what I used to download through Bookshare because the last time I tried to use the website, it hated me. But on the whole, both of these work really well for their age and that kind of good stuff. This stream over here, when I got it, I got everything with it except the shorter USB cable that lets you hook up USB stuff. But since I don't use flash drives for books anymore, that's a non-issue. But yeah, the longer USB cable and the earbuds were still in the package, the original baggies, with the twist ties still around them. The person I got it from said it had like 5 hours of use, because they hadn't used it very much. It's definitely been busy since it got here, though. I've had so much catching up to do on my reading list, it's been funny. And I know what some of you are going to say, you can use your phone for that now. Yeah, there are some things that I will use my phone for, sure. But when it really comes down to it, I'd rather have the player. For one, because of some of the material that I read, I like the spell mode and the character navigation being able to move by such small amounts. And that kind of stuff. And for two, if my phone decides to ring while I'm half asleep in the middle of the night, it's not going to turn my book off. See, I don't mind it pausing my stuff and then not unpausing it again if I'm awake, but if I'm half asleep, I just want my book to come back on so I can doze back off. Besides, all my stuff's been on that card for years, and my phone doesn't have an SD slot. If you guys have any questions for me about either of these, please post in the comments and let me know. Or ask me in chat, because you had better believe this is going to be a live premiere type thingy, and I will be there. Like I said, if you have questions, shoot me a message, leave a comment, get a hold of me. And I will do my very best to answer them for you. And if you'd like me to, I'll even make a tutorial for you guys on how I swapped the firmware to replace Tom with Daniel. I'm going to end this now, because I think I've really said and shown you all I came here to say and show you. So, I will see you guys in the next video.